Well, in yesterday's video, we talked about the Denver Broncos bringing in a kicker to compete with Elliott Fry. I thought that they could bring in somebody like Michael Badgley, who was recently released by the Detroit Lions, but instead, it is being reported by Aaron Wilson, NFL insider and Houston Texans insider for KPRC in Houston, that the Denver Broncos have agreed to terms with veteran kicker Brett Maher. So, the Denver Broncos now have a second kicker on their roster. Maher was actually brought in along with Elliott Fry for a tryout during minicamp back in June. Ultimately, the Broncos decided to sign Fry at the time, but they definitely left the door open for Brett Maher to come in, and it seems that the Broncos are bringing him in to compete with Elliott Fry. I don't know if this means that Elliott Fry has disappointed to this point, or they just want to give him some competition, and may the best man win an open competition in training camp. So Maher is best known for his two separate stints as the Dallas Cowboys kicker. He was the main successor for longtime Dallas Cowboys kicker Dan Bailey. In 2018, he had a strong season overall. He went 29 for 36 on field goals and 32 for 33 on extra points. 2019 was a bit of a down year for him, though, his second season in Dallas. He went just 20 for 30 on field goals, but one bright spot for Brett Maher has always been that he's got a big leg. Even in that crappy 2019 season in Dallas, he nailed a 63-yard field goal, which was the NFL record for a long time. So Brett Maher has the potential to do some really big damage in the thin mile-high air. After his struggles in Dallas, Maher was cut by the team and bounced around a few different spots. He landed in New Orleans ultimately in 2021 and played in 8 games for them, and he had a really solid season overall. He went 16 for 18 on field goals with a long of 42, so he wasn't really asked to kick very many long-distance field goals, but he was also 10 for 12 on extra points, so that was definitely solid for Brett Maher in 2021 in New Orleans, where he obviously has that connection with Sean Payton and some of the coaches on this Denver Broncos staff. He then parlayed that into a stint returning to Dallas last season, and in the regular season, he was pretty solid overall. 29 for 32 on field goals, a career high make percentage of 90.6. He was 9 for 11 for 50-plus yard field goals, which was really solid, and in the regular season at least, he was solid on extra points. But as we all know, Brett Maher was a bit of a meme during the NFL playoffs because of his struggles with the Dallas Cowboys. His worst performance was easily that wild card victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he was 1 for 5 on extra points. That's unacceptable if you want to succeed as an NFL kicker, especially in big moments like that. He then went on to miss yet another extra point in the Dallas Cowboys' loss over the San Francisco 49ers the following week, and after that, the Cowboys weren't even confident in trying him for extra points. He went out there and he nailed a pair of field goals, one from 43 and another from shorter than that, but at the end of the day, man, Brett Maher kind of lost his confidence out there, and that was a problem with him in Dallas previously. That's why he ended up getting cut by Dallas back in 2019. So Brett Maher is a very talented kicker. He's capable of making very long distance kicks, but he also has some confidence issues that he really needs to shake off. And Sean Payton is actually a coach who has been able to help players shake off confidence issues. He helped Drew Brees do that when he first joined the New Orleans Saints back in 2006. And although obviously kicker and quarterback couldn't be more opposite of positions, but Brett Maher obviously had one of the better seasons of his career under Sean Payton. And with Mike Westhoff here as a special teams guru and Ben Kotwicka as our actual formal special teams coordinator, the Broncos have a really, really strong supporting cast around somebody like Brett Maher. And he's got a really strong chance to come in here and beat out Elliott Fry for the kicking spot because, as I talked about in my video the other day, I don't feel very confident about the Denver Broncos going into 2023 with just Elliott Fry as their kicker. Fry is a very unproven commodity, and I really feel like Brett Maher could at least provide some more consistency to the Denver Broncos kicking game. But at the same time, when Brett Maher gets the yips at an inopportune time and it costs the Denver Broncos a playoff game, you know he's going to get absolutely reamed for it. Here's hoping, knock on wood, that that's not the case, but I really hope that if Brett Maher does win the Denver Broncos kicking job, then those confidence issues that he had in Dallas last year will have been shaken off by now. All right, Broncos country, I know this one's probably going to cause some controversy in the comment section, but how do you guys feel about the team signing Brett Maher, and who do you feel like is going to win the Denver Broncos kicking competition, Elliott Fry or Maher? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are two free and easy ways to show your support. As I always say, it helps tell YouTube to push us out and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.